All right, so you guys know him as GQ's Germany Man of the Year. He is the sharpest dressed man in crypto. He is Stefan Tittel from Rise. Give him a great big hand. So I've known Stefan a little bit now, and you do crush it on the whole dress code thing. Totally crush it. You're running a trading platform, right? Talk a little bit about some of your success there.
Yeah, actually, Rise is about a very sophisticated trading technology based on AI and machine learning. And we do this now for 6 years and actually beating hedge funds and indices since then. And we just brought it to the crypto space last year and have good success and doing our STO right now.
Okay, so what's an STO for people that don't know that?
Actually, you're issuing a coin, but it's equipped with additional value. In our case, it's tied to the company's success. So we pay out a dividend, a quarterly dividend, and...
But STO stands for?
A security token offering. It's a different class of...
You catch that class? Security token offering.
It's a different class of token.
Cool.
Yeah,
what are some of your thoughts on STOs?
Well, I mean, I'm obviously a huge advocate of STOs. I encouraged dozens of founders in this space to do an STO. No one was willing to do it. I kept trying to get people to try it. I eventually, if you can't get anyone else to do it, you have to do it yourself. And so I did the first one with BCAP. I advised T0. I've been very involved in the market for some time. And I even went, well, all this blockchain stuff was going on in 2013, 14, 15. I went off to study the Jobs Act. I went and advised Distilled Jeans, which was one of the first Jobs Act crowdfunding, went to make sure I understood what Reg S, Reg D, Reg A, Reg A+. I went off on the side to go pursue all this stuff. I built a top 10 syndicate on AngelList, knowing that these things were going to eventually converge, and that was the knowledge I was going to need to help facilitate the convergence of these systems. And I went to the founders of, the start engines and, all of the crowdfunding platforms and told them, you're going to need blockchain. You're going to need blockchain. If you don't have blockchain, you're not going to exist.
Is that what you think?
Yeah.
Well, they're converging. You can't run a crowdfunding, whether it be Kickstarter, Indiegogo, or for equity 5 years from now if you're not utilizing this technology as part of your fundamental stack. I think your business will fail.
Is it cheaper and more efficient for you to give out dividends utilizing the blockchain? I've heard it's dramatically cheaper.
Yeah, what we try to do is we want to change the global asset management industry. So we are addressing small investors, everyday investors all over the world. And
when you say small, describe dollar amounts.
Yeah, people like you and me, people down there on the street, investing their hard-earned money, maybe 1,000, maybe 1,000, maybe 5,000 US dollar, and to reach those people globally and give them access not only to cryptocurrency, but to advanced trading technologies and all the other asset classes. You need blockchain technology. That's the real disruptive element here. That's a game changer for this type of business.
And governments around the world agree with this. There's a reason why the U.S. government created the Jobs Act. There's a reason why there's been all this progress around crowdfunding. Is most people recognize...
Shout out to Kevin Donovan, Water.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
But give him a great big high.
People recognize that historically, well, I mean, the data point you really want here is like when Microsoft went public, less than 1% of the terminal value of that company was captured by the private investors. Almost all the appreciation in Microsoft's stock accrued to the public investors. And that's how things were in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and going into the 2000s. Something happened last decade where that changed. When the Facebooks of the world went public and all the big companies you see today, normally 100% of the terminal value of those businesses have been captured by the private investors, meaning the public are being deprived of all of the economic opportunity associated with innovation. And the market has changed because the private investors became so sophisticated at extracting all of the value, there was nothing left for the public investors. And so these moves by governments and regulators to open up the market into private investing, but allowing the public to participate, I think is wonderful. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of learning to be had there, a lot of mistakes that'll get made, but ultimately depriving the public of these opportunities, I think, is a bad thing, and I think that government should be applauded for being such big supporters of this with things like the Jobs Act, and the efficiency that blockchain brings is what will make it cost effective. What's happening here is we are democratizing the world of early stage innovation, so not just the financial elite can participate, but everyone over time. Clearly, be informed. There are lots of ways you're losing your money here. Most startups fail, 90% of them or more. So there's a lot of learning to be had, but this is going to be a great thing over time. It is going to allow a lot of innovation to happen that wouldn't happen otherwise. Founders from all over the world. I mean, historically, if you want to start a company, you basically need to be in San Francisco. If you want to be a founder in Africa, in Puerto Rico, in Southeast Asia, it basically has not been an option. But because all the capital formation has occurred in these very specific cities, and most of the providers of capital are a little lazy, and they expect everyone to come to them, and they want everyone to build the companies down the street from them so they don't have to travel, that they don't have to do all that extra work. Now, as the market becomes democratized and everyone can participate in the ecosystem, founders from all over the world are going to emerge, and innovation can happen all over the world. This is going to be a wonderful thing. It won't only happen in San Francisco and Boston or whatever going forward.
I absolutely agree.
Brock Pierce dropping truth bombs. Give me a hand. Now, you agree. Now, you're going to agree with him, but I got a quick question for you. How did it feel being in Die Hard with Bruce Willis?
It was a tough job, I can tell you.
It was, wasn't it? All right, so...
But I wanted to say, I absolutely agree. Down to the world when we talk about democratizing opportunities. And when I look at our market, which is actually financial trading and asset management, it is today even worse because we have the small guys, the small investors, and they are taken advantage of by the big parties, the hedge funds, the banks, and so on. Because they simply don't have access to information and they don't have the proper technology. But at the same time, they are obliged to do their money-related business with those parties. So there's a little bit an unfairness in the market. And what we are trying to achieve is also related to financial inclusion. We want to give not only democratize access to Wall Street tech, but we want to give these small investors the same opportunity to earn money like the big guys at the Wall Street, where we are right now.
Awesome said. Well said. Give him a great big hand. He's breaking new territory. He's rewriting tomorrow for his investors in Rise. Hey, can somebody help me out here? Does anyone know this? You're a big movie buff. In Die Hard, wasn't it Nakamoto Tower?
Yes, it was.
Holy
and
weird.
So Nakamoto Tower is a building in Los Angeles.
Satoshi Nakamoto Tower.
Yeah, it's in Century City. It's called the Fox Tower, but it's where Goldman Sachs is headquartered. My latest movie project, which is not public information yet, is
now it is.
Our office, but our offices, it will be.
Don't anyone out there tell anyone he's got a movie coming out.
But
you might as well say it now.
I'm back in the film business, but our offices are actually in Nakamoto Tower.
Okay, so
of course,
what's the name of the film?
Well, it's not a film. We're in the same way that we did Blockchain Capital or BCAP Fund 3. The idea was to disrupt venture capital, change the way in which it democratizes venture capital and brings liquidity to a generally illiquid market, which also makes it inaccessible to most people. Most people do not have the ability to forecast their needs that they can have capital tied up for 10 to 15 years. Bringing liquidity to the market also is a very powerful thing that this technology does. The film industry has a lot of the same attributes that the venture capital industry has. Average path to liquidity is 7 years. It's only available to a very small subset of the financial elite because it requires very specific access to the studios and special deals.
Movies.
I'm back in the, everything has to go full circle, but yeah. And our offices are in Nakamoto Towers.
For those that don't know, talk a little bit about your movie background. A little bit.
I grew up in my first life in this vessel, in the entertainment business. I was making commercials and doing a lot of print from the ages of 1 to 10. I was like an underwear model. Fruit of the Loom,
I was
Target
too,
kind of
by the
thing.
way.
Not the Calvin Klein one.
You were an underwear model too, right?
I'm still am.
Oh, fuck it. Let's just take off our pants right now. Did I just swear? I didn't swear. Whatever.
Beep.
There'll be no underwear modeling going on right here. Trust me.
But lots of Nintendo commercials, Jello, all that sort of stuff. But like most
Any hockey movie?
Well, so I was a kid. I'm from Minnesota, and we grew up playing hockey. And so when Mighty Ducks came to town, I booked my first movie where I played.
Give him a hand.
Young
Slap
Emilio
shot.
Estevez.
Shout out to the Mighty Ducks. Shout out to my Blackhawks. Why did you fire Coach Q? We'll talk about that on Twitter.
But all the so I made a bunch of movies as a kid, and then
So now you're going to get in the movie making business again.
yeah, again, I've always been obviously a fan of. Well, the media plays a really important role in terms of, as we talk about, as a medium or a vehicle for delivering the message. And speaking of messages, I love these NASDAQ messages on the right here.
I do
NASDAQ
too.
rewrite tomorrow. Rewrite. We get.
I can't see that one. What
We're
is that?
back to the why are we here? We have the opportunity to write the future. We have the opportunity to write the future. The tomorrow.
Okay, so
and hopefully we do it with good intentions, and we write a future, a tomorrow that we all want to live in. That we create a better tomorrow than we have today. Reimagining markets to realize the potential of tomorrow. I mean, these are great lines.
Shout out to NASDAQ, my friend
Thank you,
Ashling.
NASDAQ.
All right, so you're dropping a little bit of news. You feel like dropping some news? Anything? You want to talk about anything? Anything newsworthy? Okay,
Actually,
if you're with the media, if you're back there, hey, John Nigerian, your brother Pete, get over here. News is about to happen. It's all you, dog.
Yeah, actually, right for the occasion, we have something to announce. We just signed deals with Galaxy Digital, which is the biggest crypto player on the Wall Street, so where we are. And as I told you, we are in trading technology, so we will use Galaxy Digital for our whole crypto trading, which is, I think, very interesting because they have the best execution, especially in the OTC business. And as I told you before, it's also about creating equal opportunities also for the small investors. And through us, I mean, everybody can participate, and it will help to get the best deals in crypto and get our trading algorithms on the best venue, actually.
So this is a big credibility thing for you then.
It is, and it also helps our algorithms, which are, by the way, performing already very good.
What's very good?
It depends on the asset classes. We come from very traditional asset classes where we are top-notch, between 10 and 20% a year after all fees. And in crypto, it's more.
How much more?
This year...
Brag a little bit. If you're going to brag, now's the time to brag.
This year, it's a very bad year, as you're probably all aware. But
we're in a bear market.
So to speak. But depending on the algorithm, we are still around 50%. That's
50-50? 50%? Can you get an amen? Can you get a clap? That's not easy to do in a bear market, right?
It's I'm I'm down with the market.
Yeah. So Galaxy Digital, Mike Novogratz, shout out Mike. I'm seeing you on Twitter. We got to get you to one of the dinners. I know you like to eat. So that's a big deal. That's credibility, correct?
And Sam Engelbart, I'll be seeing him later tonight.
Oh, hey Sam, he'll see you later tonight. He won't invite me to come, but he'll see you. All right. So that's a credibility thing. You're at the NASDAQ today. How does that make a difference? How does that make you more mainstream? How does this message all of a sudden resonate with people that are now looking at your project?
I think it's part of our approach, because what we try to do from the very beginning is to do it very right. We put our names on the line. We are very successful.
That is true. You put your name on the line. And you've got a couple of successful exits, $250 million in exits. So he's no spring chicken. He's been around the space for a while. Give him a great big hand. $250 million worth of exits. How hard is that to do?
Very few people will do that in their lifetime.
Very few. So leadership is strong.
Yeah, I would say so.
Rise has strong leadership.
We have an excellent team built over the years. We take it very seriously.
Now, wait a second. Your team, you recently crushed it on YouTube. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So the question is, how do we get coverage for what we are doing on a global level? And we did it in a viral way. So we produced own videos. low-budget videos, but in a very special way. And they were seen up to now like 100 million times globally.
You know which video she's talking about, right?
So it's
The guy that got in the Lambo.
it's nothing you can pay for. It's just something you do.
All right, so if they want to find it on YouTube right now, because everyone out there is right now looking for it, how do they find it?
Just
Rise Lambo, right?
Yeah, old man Lambo Rise, whatever you try, you will get to this content.
Nathan was in the video, right?
Yeah,
Shout out Nathan.
He's one of our guys. He's now famous, and
He is pretty famous.
Considering he should talk to you, he's considering now to become a movie star.
Hey.
Actually, he is already. Anyway, so we tried to use this
100 million.
Yeah, we tried to use this medium to
That's
convey
ridiculous.
the message. To convey the message of a small investor, of a disadvantaged guy who can.
Homeless guy.
Yeah, he can.
He crushed it, by the way. If there's an Emmy for YouTube videos, they should just give it to that guy.
I think so too. But we should stop it now because it becomes
They
more
do have
expensive.
awards. There's like the YouTube Emmys.
Have you seen the old guy that drove away in the Lambo? Literally crushed it. Like, whoever you are, old guy, you crushed it.
Yeah.
And I know you're not really homeless, but you crushed the whole road there.
And we are on an international roadshow now, so we are coming.
You're going to Japan next, right?
Yeah, so.
Shout out to the team over at OKEX, Andy Chung. We see you.
We are
I'll be
today-
in Korea, so I'll be in Seoul the 13th, 14th.
Yeah, me too.
So I'll see you in
So we have-
Korea. 안녕하세요.
So maybe we should go grab dinner out in South Korea?
We can.
But anyway,
Want to grab
wherever.
dinner in South
please.
Korea? Want to grab dinner in South Korea? Andy
need
Chung,
to. I
OKEX.
need
I
to.
know you're going to be in South Korea then. We'll save a couple of seats for you and your boys.
Very good. Very good.
All right, so listen, I couldn't be happier to have you here. Have you enjoyed the whole Wall Street week?
Absolutely.
How was the dinner last night?
Very good.
Well, what are 3 things that you would say you pulled out of last night's dinner?
I mean, it's always good to meet new people, get new insights from different areas, pockets of this industry. Exchange is what drives us. But what I like most is to feel the spirit. And yesterday I said the whole industry appears to me like a startup itself. And I like startups. I like to build companies. It's a special atmosphere when you create something. And everybody knows you're up to something. Something big will happen. And that's what I also enjoyed here at Wall Street.
So I got to ask you this. 2019 is right around the corner. A year from today, tell me what's different about Stefan Tittel. Tell me what's different about Rise. Tell me what's different about STOs. Tell me your vision of what the world looks like a year from now.
I think, first of all, we will have seen a rise in the value of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ether. I think the liquidity is coming in as we speak, and more so next year. So that's one thing. The sentiment will be very positive. We will see much more STOs. We will see good managers, good teams putting their names on the line, and see the new wave of STOs, of ICOs. For Rise, I mean, we will be very busy delivering on our promise. I mean, we have an existing technology, existing team, and next year we will hit it swinging.
He is Stefan Tittel. He is a sharp-dressed man. He is the leader and CEO of Rise. He is out there crushing it. He'll be in South Korea. I couldn't be happier to have you. Stefan, thank you so much.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you stick around?